And we're in. Oh, yikes, it's lagging. If I die in a fist fight to a zombie before I can even get to the topic of the video, I would have actually lost my mind a little bit. If you aren't new to my channel, you're probably questioning what the fuck this video is because it's nothing like anything I've ever posted before, but don't worry. I'm gonna be doing this a decent amount now. Maybe not on the political side of things, but just on the playing Minecraft hardcore and talking about shit that I'm thinking about because, I don't know, it's just something I want to do. Why are you asking so many questions? The title of this video is Dear America, Fascism Has Won. Now, what I mean by that is, well, fascism has won. Donald Trump and the MAGA party, the Christian Nationalist Nazi Party of America, has won. And quite frankly, I kind of give up. Let me explain. Over the past year, I have known, and you can ask literally anyone I know in real life about this, I have known that this is only going to end one way. Because anyone with like a working frontal lobe knew that this was how it was going to go. They quite literally, before Donald Trump took office, I mean, during his presidential campaign, he ran on the fact that he was going to put the military in the streets and attack the enemy within. That's his exact wording. So anyone with a frontal lobe that like paid attention to politics or knew their history even like a little bit knew that this is where this was going to end up. And now we are here. Renee Nicole Good got shot in the middle of the street and then was branded as a domestic terrorist. And we're going to see that happen more often. Let me get a furnace going here so I can smelt this food. What we've seen from the Trump administration is not unprecedented, however, which is why, over the past year, I have had a decent amount of faith that despite the uncertainty of, everything, that eventually the American people would stand up and say, enough is enough. I had faith in the American people that they would stand up violently, as that is the only way to dispel an authoritarian government takeover. Newsflash, I don't know if anyone knows that or not, but if you don't, maybe pick up a history book. They're pretty accessible, for now at least. But over this past year, I have fully lost faith in the American public to do anything about the rise in fascism. And the reason being is Donald Trump ran on the fact that he was going to be doing illegal things. He said that. He said he was going to put the military in the streets. That's illegal. But he has, and he is going to continue to do so. And then since he has taken presidency, he has ignored all checks and balances because checks and balances, as anybody knows in the neoliberal system we live in, mean nothing. Whenever the only thing you get for breaking the rules and fucking, like, committing insane crimes is a harshly worded letter or a mean press conference about you, that means you can quite literally just do whatever the fuck you want. And Donald Trump knows this. There's a reason why he hasn't been stopped yet. It's because neoliberalism does not work. Liberalism is a bunch of dog shit. As Malcolm X once said, if you scratch a liberal, a fascist bleeds. Which is exactly why whenever Renee Nicole Good was shot and Tim Walz said, we're going to put our Minnesota National Guard in the streets, I said, that's not going to happen. And it hasn't. Since Renee Nicole Good was murdered in the middle of the street in broad daylight, shot in the head 3 times by Jonathan Ross, an ICE agent, ICE has began an unprecedented takeover of the Minnesota streets. They're storming houses with guns, holding kids at gunpoint, and arresting people, even threatening people who are filming them by saying stuff like, have you not learned your lesson? And the people in power support this. They want this. Obviously, this is what they ran on. Of course they want this. And our leadership is going to do nothing because that is what they do constantly. That is why Israel is able to commit genocide in Palestine, or the UAE is able to commit genocide in Sudan. It's because the New World Order, the neoliberal world order, is meaningless. The laws don't apply to people who do not care about the laws. Newsflash. I feel like that should be pretty easily understood, but for some reason, it's not. We continuously have people saying, oh, well, that's illegal. Donald Trump wouldn't do that, it's illegal, or Donald Trump can't do that, it's illegal. It has been almost a year of his second term in presidency so far. If you haven't clocked that he does not care about the law and he is going to continue to break the law, then quite frankly, you are stupid. And there's also a subsection of people who aren't right-wingers and would call themselves leftist, but like definitely aren't, aka liberals, who think that voting is going to be the way to fix this, and that if we all band together and show up to the No Kings protests and vote, we can get our way out of this fascist authoritarian takeover of our government. And that is just, quite frankly, one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard. Jesus, I got so much wool, bruh. Also, since the murder of Renee Nicole Good, the DHS has just started putting out, like, genuine Nazi propaganda. And it's not the first time they've done this year. Earlier this year, the White House posted Manifest Destiny fucking memes on their Twitter. Like, we're so beyond cooked, and, like, I just don't understand how you come to the conclusion that things can, like, be fixed non-violently. And I'm not promoting violence in this video, just throwing that out there. I mean, maybe, let's move. But what we've seen is Donald Trump and his cronies continuously push the needle, and they are going to continue to push the needle because, newsflash, he's already tried to overthrow the government once. And he tried to overthrow the government after losing an election, and he did that with zero political backing. Now he has the backing of his entire administration and also 4 years to plan ahead. Oh yeah, look at me, bro. Spit it up. Now, all these things are not surprising to leftists. Like I said, I've seen literally all of this coming. In fact, every political guess I've made over this past year has come true, outside of one thing. And that was, I thought the government shutdown was going to last until 2026. But that is honestly on me, because I didn't take into account our feckless liberal leadership. The Democratic Party is going to do nothing. Tim Walz is not going to call in the Minnesota National Guard. I would love to be wrong on that. I'm not going to be, though, because, like I said, I've only been wrong one time, and that was because I overestimated the Democrats. So I know for a pretty good fact that I'm not going to be wrong by underestimating them. The only way out of this is genuine leftism. But the thing is these Democrats make more money from fascism than they would communism or socialism. Therefore, they're just going to sit idly by and let fascism take over. And not even they're going to, they have. Over the past year, we have seen an unprecedented takeover of our government, and nobody has done anything. Our leadership has done nothing. Now, I never had any faith in the leadership, but what I did have faith in was, the American people. I figured by now the American people would have stood up and said, this is enough. I was wrong. I haven't wanted to fully, admit the fact that we're cooked for a while, but I have known it for a decent amount of time. As soon as we started bombing boats in the Caribbean, I knew we were pretty cooked. And then the Epstein files came out, and Donald Trump was all over them, and nobody did anything still. And then ICE, a literal terrorist organization, shot an innocent woman who had just dropped her 6-year-old off at fucking preschool, shot her in the head and killed her. And the people in power deemed her and labeled her a domestic terrorist. And still, nobody has stood up violently and said enough is enough. And as soon as that happened, I lost all hope in the American people. Because for all of those things to have happened and for it not to be far enough yet, I don't think far enough will ever come. Now, eventually, obviously, things are going to get violent because I mean, they're literally going door to door with assault rifles and no judge-signed warrants, dragging people out of their homes, shooting people in the middle of the streets. So eventually, violence will come, but it will not come fast enough. A lot of people are going to die, and a lot of people are also going to die from the economic standpoint of it. Fascism is not super successful in-house. It doesn't particularly boost your economy. So people are going to starve to death, on top of the fact that people are going to be shot. People are going to be put in these concentration camps like Seacot. And even worse, 3,000 detainees are missing from Chicago right now, and over 1,000 detainees are missing from Florida. This is all while Trump is peddling and canceling midterms. And sure, you can try and cope and say he's joking, but this is how literally every other thing he has done has started, was him making a joke. And then that joke turns into reality because obviously he wasn't joking. He is quite literally just telling you, I am going to do illegal shit. I am going to take over the government for my benefit and the benefit of the people around me and my family. And nobody's going to do anything. He's literally said that he's going to take over. No one's going to stop him. Verbatim. And because of this, it makes me really want to check out of politics. I won't lie. I've stopped looking at the news these past couple of days because I have no faith in the American people anymore. I've lost it all. Not to be a doomer, but the majority of you guys are fucking stupid. Because if you weren't stupid, we would have already fucking done something about this. And I do get the, oh, but I don't want to stand up. These people have fucking, they're the military, dude. They have guns and shit. I understand that. However, you have to understand that whether you stand up now or whether you wait 3 years, they're gonna put up a fight. They're not leaving. They've committed too many crimes. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, not to mention all the war crimes they've committed over the past year. I'm gonna go try and find some place I can set up my house now that I got all of my food cooked. But back to what I was saying, I've kind of just checked out of American politics and politics in general because of the fact that I know where this is going and I've known where it's going for the past year. And it's really disheartening to know that and to see people be so close to understanding the gravity of the situation we're in and then just not doing anything about it. And once again, can't really like blame people too hard because obviously like the American system is set up to the point where like you have to fucking slave away all day or else you're gonna fucking go homeless and die. So I understand having like priorities in life. But like I said earlier, a lot of people don't understand is that those priorities like are kind of meaningless in the sense that they're putting out a fire in their backyard while their house is in flames behind them. Like your house is going to be burnt down and your backyard's going to catch a blaze anyways because of your house being burnt down. So putting out the fire in your backyard, it seems kind of idiotic to say the least. Ooh, dude, a shit ton of wolves. Ah, I wish I killed that skeleton earlier so I could fucking get one of these guys. These are new wolves too. I haven't seen these guys yet. Fucking sick looking now. Why are there so many of them? They about to all fucking go kill these guys. Yeah, get them, get them. Yo, fight, fight, fight. Man, ran them down. Thanks for the loot, buddy. I don't know. I don't want to sound too like doomer about things. I know this video definitely like comes off as super doomer, and not even comes off as, it just is like super doomer pilled. I'm usually a pretty positive, like glass half full type of guy. My New Year's resolution this year is quite literally to be more pessimistic though, so maybe that has something to do with it. It's also just hard to hold optimism whenever fucking nobody's doing anything about like literal Nazis taking over America. And it does suck to admit, but they did win, bro. Like, unironically, fascism did win. The fucking Christian Nationalist Nazi Party of America did win. And that's so lame, bro. Cause like Donald Trump is a fucking like an ex-TV star, bruh. An ex-reality TV star. And he's what brought fascism like full speed into America. Now, don't get me wrong, Donald Trump is definitely the symptom and not the problem. Like, things were leading up to a Donald Trump for years now. Since really the Great Depression and also Ronald Reagan was like a fucking big stepping stone. We've been on this path for a decent minute now. However, if America had locked in, we for sure could have skipped the whole fascism part, you know? But we didn't. We voted in a 34-time convicted felon. A 34-time convicted felon who's also best friends, or was best friends, with the largest known sex trafficker, the largest known child sex trafficker of modern history. It's just so lame that it was dead ass a fucking reality TV host, bruh. Like, dude, a fat chud reality TV host is like the fucking straw that broke the camel's back on fascism in America. And that's just like, I don't know, that shit really actually does piss me off every time I think about it. I'm actually one of those fucking mentally deranged, Trump derangement syndrome leftists that fucking Donald Trump be tweeting about in all caps during his sundowning fits on Twitter at 3 in the morning. Because that shit is, I don't know, that shit's just bewildering to me. Like, we let an unqualified fat pedophile chud like take over America, dude. I don't know, that shit just, I mean, I do know how we got there. Like, I catch myself saying I don't know a lot about, like, whenever I talk about the current state of American politics. However, how we got here is actually very easily followable. You can go throughout history and look at exactly how America was led up to this point and how the South of America was like pretty much groomed into fucking voting for this. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of them wanted it. I'm not gonna take away all blame from a lot of these people because a lot of them a lot of them were just racist enough that the whole fascism thing like wasn't too big of an issue. But a pretty decent amount of them also were just not super well educated, and that was on purpose. After the US, oh, nice village. After the USSR fell, you saw civics go from being a mandatory class in every state, I'm pretty sure, to only, I want to say 3 states now. I think only 3 states now you are mandated to take at least one civics class in throughout your school years. The people who run America, aka rich people, because they're the people who pay for our congressmen and senators, and the people who lobby to get laws put in place, for sure wanted Americans dumb, and poor, and quite frankly, did a pretty bang up job. I could kill this iron golem, but I think I'm gonna be ethical. Actually, this is hardcore Minecraft. I'm not about to be ethical, bruh, about anything. I'll build him a little graves though, so I can really, I just didn't want those blocks anymore, so I could fucking get all this hay. Honestly, I'm not quite sure like how to feel about everything, because even throughout, fucking the rise of fascism over the past year, I tried staying like a generally positive person, but I seriously just cannot bring myself to put any hope and trust into the American public anymore. Should have been stealing these guys' torches too, 'cause I'm lucky never gonna come back here. Although it might be good to keep the villagers alive. And villager trading is a late game thing for me. So that's not something I ever really focused on. I more so like the running around and building shit aspect of this game than the enslaving entire species and forcing them to work free labor for you. I don't know, bro. Maybe that's just me. I should really pick somewhere to build, man. I've got like an entire full inventory. I've just been running around like for 40 minutes at this point. More iron, 1 piece. Wow. You really shouldn't have. Now, I don't exactly have the money to move abroad, at least to like the majority of countries. I definitely got some money that I could go stay in like a poorer nation for like a couple years to just travel around. Issue is, America's already shown that they have no problem literally bombing and bombing places and also kidnapping their presidents. So like, yeah, can't go anywhere in South America. Can't really go anywhere too close to China. Not to mention the majority of countries also are going through their own financial, economic hardships currently. I don't know, I keep finding myself trying to continue this thought to get to a positive ending note, like, oh yes, fascism is taking over, but don't worry, we will prevail, the human spirit. And, I do believe that. Also, I believe things are going to get really bad now. I think if the American people had stood up and, like, stopped Donald Trump before it got, like, this bad, like, as soon as he starts putting military in the streets, if we stand up and say, hey, yeah, that shit's not chill, we're not gonna let that slide. Even if at that point it didn't have to be like a violent thing. It could have literally just been, hey, we're not gonna work, we're not gonna pay taxes, we're not gonna participate in society until, we get some regime change. But nobody did that. And now it is too late. We are genuinely fully chopped. ICE is a private military group, let alone the National Guard, let alone the actual military headed by people who have no problems committing war crimes. I mean, America has had no problems bombing their own civilians in the past, and now we have an administration that literally celebrates committing war crimes. It's like this noble deed. So things are going to get bad here, and that's not really like, I don't know, it's not like a guess. It's just like, that's just true. I tried to be like respectful and nice about the way I voiced my concern leading up to a certain point. But after the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, I have nothing to say to anyone who like thinks that this is going anywhere other than where it's going. Other than you're just fucking stupid. Like honestly, at this point, you're dumb. Yes! Yes, I got a doggy. I gotta name you. Your name's gonna be Bobby. Let's go, Bobby. We gotta get out of here. Sun's coming down, Bobby. We gotta go. Yeah, Bobby. I know. Come on. I know I've been walking for 45 minutes. We're gonna walk a little longer. None of these places have stuck out to me and screamed, build your base here. And I plan on spending a decent amount of time in this hardcore world, Bobby. So we gotta find someplace nice for us to stay. I was gonna say me, but it's us now. We're a team now, Bobby. Oh, that That screams build your house there. No, no, they're dangerous though. Those fucking forests I spawned in. That's where the creepers be hiding, man. Hiding in the trees like damn Vietnamese. Which also, we were the bad guys then too, which is why I said, the fascism thing is like, we've been leading up to this for a while. Really, we're getting what we've put out into the world in-house. It's kind of like, the chickens are coming home to roost, as a wise man once said. I should quote at least like one a Malcolm X quote every episode, even the episodes of this series, which I think I'm gonna call it like Dear Diary or some shit, Branks, instead of just me talking. Even the non-political episodes, I should get a Malcolm X quote in here. Shout out, man, he's the goat. That was a man who knew what it would take to really fix America. Now that I'm up here, man, I don't know how much I like this actually. I feel like I have to build my house in episode 1, or at least get fucking started, man. It's been 48 minutes and I've just ran around talking. Could also just build it in the mountain, which I'm definitely not opposed to. I like in mountain bases. Could have like a pathway leading out. Oh yeah, dude. This is gonna be nice, man. I got some ideas, man. Dude, is that all you do? Just make that noise? I feel like you guys weren't that annoying in fucking past games. Or past versions of this game. It's the same game. I don't know, I said past games. Dude, the shield, I just never know how to make, man. Because fucking, it's that new Minecraft, bro. I know all the old crafting recipes by heart. Oh, yeah, check me out, dude. And also, I just want to throw this in here way deep into the video at this point. But just because the title is like Fascism 1, doesn't mean like, win the war. It doesn't mean that like this is gonna be the end of America, or America's like just fucking purely a fascist state now. Even though it's, been running and operating on fascism for a decent amount of time globally. So you could argue it's, been a fascist state. I more so mean that like, fascism won like the battle, I feel like the war hasn't even really begun yet. I mean, they got what they wanted, they're in power. Fascist authoritarian leaders taking power historically only leads to good things happening, of course, as we all know. When the fuck did they put copper armor in the game? I was just trying to figure out how to make a fucking, what's it called, spyglass? What is that shit called? You need amethyst to make a spyglass. I thought it was just like copper. And I don't even know, bro. Like glass or some shit. Ah, check me out, bro. I'm fitted, bro. What is this guy doing here? Fucking Mossad agent sent to fucking kill me or some shit, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you got nothing on me. I'm putting this shit right here too, bro. Right in the entranceway, so they know what's up. I knew these guys were surrounding me, man. Oh, this is not a good idea. Ow. Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh my god, I might actually die here. Oh my god, I've spent so long. Bobby! Bobby, I need your help, Bobby. Bobby, please. Get him, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby, attack! Yeah, Bobby. Bobby, take some food, Bobby. You can't die on me. Nah, I stole more. Oh yeah, dude, we swept those guys, brother. Dude, I gave you food already. You were shot, bro. Stop fucking whining. Like, Jesus. I don't know whether I want to put my bed up here or my bed down below. I think I'm gonna go up here. Perfect. I'm gonna build this motherfucker his own house next time I get on too. I'll finish up build this guy his own house so I don't have to listen to that every time I come inside. He just is constantly yapping, bro. Yep, good as new. Pretty nice crib, some copper armor. Not too nice of a crib, but it's a nice starting crib, once I add like some more decorative blocks, some blocks for detailing and shit. I feel like this will look nice. I always like doing this on my stairs because I feel like it's like a super easy way to get some light. Super easy way to get some light while also still like looking good. I can also do it around like the edges of the room if I do like slabs here and then like put the wood like that and then torches in it. But I probably won't do that just because it's like a super wide room, so shit won't even reach like the middle anyways. I get a decent amount to work on in episode 2 of this series, but until then, I don't know why I'm setting my spawn point. It's hardcore. If I die, it's over. I'm not respawning anyways. Gotta get that iron eventually. I gotta mine eventually, but I'm probably not gonna worry about getting armor and shit until like episode 3 of this series, bro. I gotta finish this. Make this dipshit a fucking house so I don't have to listen to him. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's Minecraft hardcore Minecraft. I would say I hope you enjoyed the video, but I know you probably didn't. This was just a depressing ass video, I'll be honest. But don't worry, next video will be just as depressing, if not even more depressing. I'll see you later.